the meeting of the Finance Committee for the Joint Water and Sewer Commission to order. Just to my right are my fellow commissioners, Clayton Watson, and also Bill Edgy, that are on this committee, and of course we have our chairman of the commission sitting to my right. He comes for information and occasional entertainment that we give him here at the meeting. So anyway, do we have any public comment? All right. Okay, we'll start through the agenda here. For anyone that's watching, the purpose of this committee here is to go through the details of the financial things that are going on here. And so we go into more detail and we pass along a recommendation to the commission for tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and start through the approval. First one's not too exciting. All right, the first one is the minutes from the June 17th Finance Committee. I'll entertain a motion for that.
I move to approve the minutes of the June 17th Finance Committee meeting as presented. All
right, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Passes 3-0. Second item is the contract award for the ERP software. Mr. Burrows?
Yes, sir. At our June meeting, we brought forth a recommendation to enter into negotiations with Tyler Technologies for our new enterprise resource planning software with a budget of $565,000. We have went back and forth with Tyler, not necessarily in an argumentative state, just finalizing the details of the different modules we might need, things like that. We have had extensive review of the scope of work and contract documents has been reviewed by council as well. Some slight adjustments on wording in a couple of items. The cost proposal includes the implementation and travel costs for their personnel, as well as the first year of software as a service subscription. The total cost for the first year plus the implementation is $532,843. This, to get the pricing as stated, we would be agreeing to a 3-year software as a service contract, with years 2 and 3 being $126,538 each. The first year implementation and SaaS costs will be paid for by capital project funds out of the R&R reserve. Years 2 and 3 will be operating costs that are part of the annual operating budget and the finance and admin divisions. So worked very well with Tyler on this. There is a lot of documentation behind here with the contract and scope of work. This has all been vetted by staff and again got to what I believe is a pretty good number for the work we're getting recommended. Also leaves us with a little bit of buffer on that $565,000 original budget should there be any new items that do crop up as portions of this. So the recommendation from staff is that we enter into the agreement with Tyler Technologies for professional services for implementation and the first year SaaS cost of up to $532,843 plus years 2 and 3 at $126,538 each. We went through a lot of the details with them. One of the things we do believe as further as we get in, we think there are some smaller software packages we currently have that upon implementation will be able to be done away with to offset the increased costs we'll see on the annual SaaS agreements.
All right, let's do the motion first, and then we can have a discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the Finance Committee recommend the full commission that the chairman be authorized to sign a contract with Tyler Technologies for the implementation of a new ERP system with a professional services and first year SaaS costs up to $532,843 plus a year 2 and year 3 SaaS cost of $126,538 each year.
I'll second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Discussion. I will tell you that I actually got some of the things that you had sent along to me, and I saw the red lines of the things that we didn't need today. And of course, some of them, now there was nothing to prevent us from changing our mind later on if we decide we need additional services, right?
And that's one of the things we looked at. Some of the items that we ended up not moving forward with today could be implemented at a later date should there be needs. at a much lower cost, obviously, because we wouldn't have to go through a full implementation. So if certain
Right.
modules want to be added later, the one we were particularly looking at for that was the backflow module. If we wanted to go back and add the backflow module later, that could be done at 2 or 3 years from now if necessary,
Right.
without any problems.
Right. And I think the key to this, of course, is that it's going to interface with some of our current systems.
Yes,
here, right?
included in the contract agreement is the API with our CityWorks package that we currently have. It's been built and used with CityWorks in the past. It's just got to be modified for our purposes.
And what about the online thing for users, for people that can go online and look at their usage? Is there some integration with this package with that, or is it still where it is now?
We looked at that option through this new software, but the existing software that we have is actually less expensive than the new software.
Okay.
It's one case where we swap out to more. But as Mr. Burrow said, there are other opportunities for us to eliminate existing software packages and look at what's available to us in that functionality.
The two main software packages we'll likely be able to eliminate is we currently have a texting software called Podium. They have a Tyler software that handles the same thing. And we also have an Everbridge software that we send out mass text messages to people if there's major events or things like that. We currently don't have the ability to really narrow that scope down with the current software. But with the Tyler software, we'll be able to, if there's a water outage in an area, we'll be able to select the meters that are impacted and just send them messages instead of
Right.
inundating everybody with messages all throughout Glynn County.
So we're able to target what we want.
Targeted messaging to the people that are
Because of
being
the-
impacted,
yeah.
which will be a tremendous step forward in our customer service.
Okay. One other question. On when we send out bills, we're going to be still using the same vendor to do the printing of the bills?
As of right now, yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's why I wasn't sure. And what about having a message on the bill? Is that a little less cumbersome than it is now? If we,
It should be much simpler, yes.
yeah,
Is the organization of the bills among other forms that we use in our day-to-day business, we'll be able to have much more control over customizing, formatting, those types of things, adding messages, nice bills and business.
yeah, because I know the way it is now, it's like turning an oil tanker around basically to get something on a bill.
Currently, our bills and a number of our other documents the forms are fixed. And
Right,
it's a
yeah.
call to the software developer to get change made.
Yeah. And of course, one of the other big changes that I've seen here from looking at the demo is that our customers who want to pay online are going to have a significantly improved experience for them, much easier, much more fluid, and also my understanding is that when they pay, it'll be posted in the system.
Posted immediately to their
Immediate.
account, and also through the new portal, they'll be able to request service or stop service as well. Currently, like if you go through Georgia Power and you want to turn the power on at your house for the first time, you just put a work order in through their system, very straightforward. We'll be able to do the same thing. Instead of having to call, currently the way we do it online is you fill out a form and it goes to an inbox. Well, this will automatically create the work order to get all that started for you. So it's going to reduce administrative things on the backside and be very seamless for the customer to request that service.
Yeah. So there's a lot of little nuances there that are going to make our lives easier and our customers as well, so.
Yes, so the main driver for this was to improve the customer experience through the software package.
Yes. Any other discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor? That passes 3-0. Yes. All right, item number 3, the contract award for Phase 2 services at Academy Creek Water Pollution Control Facility Clarifier Rehab.
Yes, sir. So at the January 2026 meeting, we awarded a contract for Phase 1 services for the rehab project for all 6 clarifiers at Academy Creek to BRW Construction, where they were to get us what is known as a guaranteed maximum price for the project at Phase 2 services. We awarded a contract to Evoqua Water Technologies and Nefco Systems in the amount of $3,805,000 in May for the purchase of clarifier components, the mechanisms, the launders, the weirs, all of those things that go into clarifiers. Since the kickoff of Phase 1, we've inspected all the clarifiers. We've confirmed the necessary hydraulic calculations, and they have submitted this proposal for Phase 2 services for the guaranteed maximum price. The GMP for Phase 2 is $4,654,807. This includes the cost to install the purchased equipment that we're providing them to recoat all of the existing concrete structures, remove and replace the grout cap and clarifier 2, replace all the electric services, panels, and improve lighting at all clarifiers. And clarifiers 3 and 4 are built with concrete shelves that will be removed, and new fiberglass density baffles will be installed. So the total cost, including phase 1, clarifier components, and phase 2 services, is $8.5 million. There's an asterisk besides clarifier components because that 3.6 is not the number that we awarded at the May meeting. We're doing this with a design-build approach, and this project has been very beneficial to do during the design-build process. When we got the first cut of the phase 2 services, we decided some items were not worth what we were going to have to pay for them. And so we were able to remove some items through the contract. And also, as we got further into the design portion, we determined that we will not need the 1-foot fiberglass risers around the clarifiers. And so those have been removed from the NEFCO contract, which is the reduction in price that you see there. So total price of the project is $8.5 million. BRW's GMP for phase 2 is $4,654,807. It's currently 3.1 uncommitted in the project, so this is $1.5 million over the committed project fundings, and that will come from uncommitted funds in the R&R reserve. I will note, this went to the Facilities Committee, and as noted there, we are likely not to see clarifier components arrive until the first of the year, so we will likely not see much work accomplished on this contract until those components arrive in January.
So the price from the initial thing is down?
It's down from we knocked about $1.4 million off the initial phase 2 cost.
From value engineering?
Value
and
engineering.
other-
If you go to the proposal on the back, anything that's got NA across the board was originally included in BRW's contract.
Right.
And then we removed that from there. So the purchase of the new mechanism, weirs and troughs, we did that in May. That avoided the markup on that. But we took out gate actuators and the installation of those actuators, for as well as some new gates on the effluent side of the clarifiers, and then removing the handrails and installing those fiberglass extension plates. And so that reduced the cost substantially. If this was a hard bid project, we would have had all of this included in the original contract. We would have got a number, and perhaps we could have negotiated, but we likely would have not have got the full value of the reduction by doing it that way. So this has been a real benefit by doing the alternative delivery on this project.
And we also purchased some equipment on our own, some of these things in here?
Yes, we purchased $3.6 million worth of equipment.
So there are no taxes paid on that?
No taxes paid and no markup paid on that,
No markup, got it. Okay.
which is actually more expensive than the taxes.
Okay. We're ready for a motion?
I move that the Finance Committee recommend awarding a contract for Phase 2 services for the Academy Creek wastewater clarifier rehabilitation and BRW Construction LLC in the amount of $4,654,807.
Second.
All right, further discussion? No, hearing none. All those in favor? No, passes 3-0. We're up to item number 4, which is the memorandum of understanding with Glynn County.
Yes, sir. So currently, when Glynn County has a major public works project in the right-of-way, we often co-locate projects for water and sewer improvements. If the project is a simple relocation to get out of the improvement area, those costs are borne by Glynn County. If we have a project where we are requesting upgrades to the lines or things like that, we pay our portion of that through Glynn County for the project. At that time, Glynn County provides project management, inspections, bidding services, all of those things throughout the project. This MOU establishes a framework where it outlines the existing structure, but also allows those in-kind contributions from Glynn County for the project management, inspection services, and bidding process and things like that to offset their capital fees. So this agreement eliminates the need for Glynn County to pay capital improvement fees because they provide those like-kind services. And this would be an agreement for 10 years. Individual projects would come in the future with intergovernmental agreements for those project-specific cost, but this framework they will still pay the operational fees and the cost of the meters and everything like that, but they will not be paying capital improvement fees because they are providing benefit to joint water and sewer through their project management on these joint projects.
Have we already had an agreement with them on this?
No, this is new.
This is new, okay.
Yes.
But necessary.
This is a good step. Like I said, if we can co-locate projects and they can handle all the contract administration aspects of that, we try to do that as best we can, because then we're disturbing the citizens less by co-locating projects, and this works out for both parties. So this is a good step for both of us.
All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move that the Finance Committee forward the memorandum of understanding with Glynn County regarding infrastructure coordination to the full commission with recommendation to approve and authorize the chairman to execute.
I second.
There should be a lot of discussion on this matter. No? I think everyone's in agreement. All those in favor? Passes 3-0. Okay, we're up to item number 5, which is sewer materials bulk purchase.
Yes, sir. We have 4 pump stations on St. Simons that we have combined into 2 capital projects. These projects, we've decided to take a different approach, where we are essentially acting as our own general contractor, purchasing materials and then hiring subcontractors to install those materials once they've arrived. We did this with the electrical portion of these projects already. We bought all this electrical equipment, and then we hired an electrical contractor on a much smaller contract to go install all of these. The next phase of the project is to replace the valves and discharge piping associated with these pump stations. So the request today is to purchase all the materials necessary to do that. There would be a future contract from a mechanical contractor to install this material. But as you can see, this methodology is paying off substantially. We did the electrical. The expenses on the project to date are all electrical. Between both projects, we spent less than $400,000 redoing all 4 electrical systems, versus when we bid these projects out, we find that redoing electricals is $400,000 to $500,000 a piece. So this has been a tremendous savings for us. The request is to buy the sewer fittings from Fortiline Waterworks. We got quotes from 4 different providers, with the lowest cost being from Fortiline at $57,522.05. And those will be allocated to the individual projects as necessary upon delivery.
We have a place to store all this?
Yes. These will be stored at the individual sites.
Okay.
Inside the fence.
Inside the fence? Oh, I assume that.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, I'll entertain a motion on this matter.
I move that the Finance Committee recommend purchasing the attached list of sewer materials to support capital projects for PS 2001, 2002, 2033, and 2034 from Fortiline Waterworks in the amount of $57,522.05.
Where are these located? Which ones are these?
2001 and 2002 are on the south end of the island. 2001 is on Lord Avenue near the village. 2002 is on Arnold Road next to Fiddler's. 2033 is on Lawrence Road across from Village Drive. And 2034 is on Rice Mill.
Who does the takeoff? So somebody has a master plan?
Yes, these takeoffs were done by the wastewater maintenance staff. I handled these, and then quotes were requested and tabulated by our purchasing department.
Nice, great.
We need a second on the motion.
Second.
Thank you. All right, and again, if we're purchasing, we're not paying sales tax.
Not paying sales tax or markup. I did just misspeak. 2033 is actually at the fire station on Lawrence Road. 56 is the one across from Village Drive, but it's up by the fire station on Lawrence Road.
But it's not going to change the way they function today. It's just going to upgrade the
Just
electrical.
replacing needed components.
Right,
Aging components, that's correct.
aging components. All
And
right,
based off the way we've been able to save money on these, we look to this to be a potential avenue for moving forward for doing these less sophisticated pump station rehab projects. If it's just an in-kind replacement type work, this looks like a very cost-effective method moving forward for us.
all right, any other discussion on this? All right, hearing none, all those in favor? Passes 3-0. Item number 6, capital equipment purchase, wastewater lab equipment.
Yes, sir. So as we are into fiscal year 27 now, we have a new list of capital equipment purchases that were listed in the FY27 budget, and this is the first of those items to come before you. We operate laboratories at all 3 wastewater plants, but the bulk of the work is completed in the Academy Creek lab. We utilize what's known as a UV spectrophotometer to run analysis on a variety of analytes. Essentially, it uses UV light, and based off of the amount of light that passes through at different wavelengths, that's the concentration of the material that is remaining in the water. And then we also utilize an incubator to allow for growth of BOD samples over the 5-day period. Think of when you get a flu test, they put it on something and let it grow for 24 hours before your flu test is positive or negative. We do it for 5 days for BOD. And it has to be kept at a constant temperature in an incubator to do that. So this is to purchase a new spectrophotometer and a new incubator. The spectrophotometer will be an additional one. We're running a substantial amount more samples through that than we previously did due to internal process samples that we're doing. And then the incubator will replace the existing incubator that we have on hand. The budgeted amount for the two items is $21,467. The quotes received from USA Blue Book is $20,571.77. The request is to move forward with the purchase of these two items from USA Blue Book.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move the Finance Committee recommend approving the purchase of a UV spectrometer and BOD incubator from USA Blue Book in the amount of $20,571.77.
Second?
There's a second on that. But this is the only available quote? There is no other
We
quote?
requested other quotes. We did not receive them, but historically, Blue Book has been the most cost-effective way of ordering equipment like this.
I suspected that, so. All right, any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor? That passes 3-0. All right, now we're into the discussion area of the preliminary financial statements, month end from June 30th.
Yes.
Which
Like a
means you're
lot of
still
yellow highlights here.
updating
Yes, indeed. These are preliminary financial results for June 30th. June 30th being the end of our fiscal year. There's a lot more to do at the end of the fiscal year than any other month of the year. We'll have final numbers when we complete our financial audit, which is underway. But starting off, currently we're showing $10,438,000 in total current assets. The biggest change this month was in the bond sinking and debt service funds, which decreased $2.2 million. That's our normal end of the year payment of principal and interest there. We've also booked our interest accrual for the year end, which was $371,000. And inventory took a small decrease of $124,000. I believe inventory items going to some of the projects we were just talking about. The restricted cash accounts, our JWSC reserves decreased almost $400,000, a simple transfer from the R&R reserve to our utility cash account, and a SPLOST transfer of almost $300,000 from the SPLOST account to the utility revenue account as well. That brought total restricted cash down to $59,321,000, which was a $600,000 decrease from last month. Capital assets, fixed assets, net of depreciation increased significantly because we capitalized the McKenzie Road and DePrater Lane project at about $5 million, I believe. And construction in process decreased, of course, because of that, but that decrease was not as large because it was offset by increases from the Canal Road project, that McKenzie Road to Prater Lane, that was $252,000 that got capitalized. Canal Road was the $5 million project. See, the Academy Creek Clarifier added about $577,000 to CIP. Exit 29, $547,000. Howard Kaufman Park and Delta Crossing at $204,000 was added to construction in process there. Also, the North Mainland water production or water pollution control facility. There was, I believe, about a $200,000 increase on that project as well.
So we did capitalize the Canal Road project?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But that brought total assets to $230,536,000. as of the end of June. We have yet to run depreciation for the month, so that number will come down. That brought our total assets to $301,735,000. On the liability side, we saw an $815,000 increase in accounts payable, and account retainage payable decreased, payout on the Canal Road project of about $171,000 there. Interest payable also decreased because of the bond payment. That was about $404,000 in interest there. That brought total current liabilities to $10,634,000 for the month. Long-term debt was, of course, decreased by the principal payment on the bonds, which was a little over $2 million. And that brought our total long-term debt to $58,182,000. Total liabilities currently stands at $74,243,514, which was a decrease from last month of $1,893,000. Going to page 3, our revenue summary. As indicated earlier, I booked our year-end interest accrual of $371,000. That pushed interest income higher this month than normal, which saw a $471,000 change from prior month. Operating revenues ended the month at $44,378,000, which is currently $4.16 million ahead of budget. The operating expenses, personnel expenses, and operating expenses are continue to be the driving categories there, showing $643,000 and $2,791,000 over budget, bringing total operating expenses for the year at $30,045,000, which is $3.5 million over budget. But
Can I ask you a question about what, in the new fiscal year for the operating expenses, that number obviously is going to be higher than this 14 million? Do you know it right off, or you'd have to look it up? In the new fiscal year?
Budgeted?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's significantly higher than,
Not significant, it's probably 16 million.
about 16, okay.
Somewhere in
that's
that
just Ballpark, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The one thing to remember is in this format,
Right.
with operating expenses, they include capital projects.
Right.
So our new system will be able to delineate between capital projects and what, I think of operating expenses as controllable, reoccurring rents and salaries and those things, not
Forward to
Not
getting my
$8 million
hands on the new
clarifier
system and
projects.
formatting some new
So
reports.
this one's mixing apples and oranges, in other words.
big time.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And while we're on that subject, just before I forget, because I always leave and forget, next year, when we get the new software on the balance sheet, we can see in writing this year's results and then results from 12 months ago.
Exactly.
Can we see prior month and prior year
Yes.
on the new layout? I know if we request that now, you guys would have us voted out because it's manual, but I think that's something our software needs to be able to do.
We definitely have a myriad of possibilities with the software and its reporting capabilities. So create your wish list now, and we'll make it happen.
There you perfect.
We can even give you individualized dashboards for what you want to see.
We won't go that far.
But
Go to the order.
currently, our net operating revenue showing at $14,333,000, which is $1,031,000 better than budgeted. Bad debt expense, of course, is higher than budgeted for the year by about $201,000 at $400,976, but that is a decrease.
Just for the people watching, we have a very strict procedure in place for handling bad debts. Is that correct?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, okay.
We age our accounts receivable for current 30, 60, 90, and over 120 days.
Okay.
Each one carries with it a higher percentage of or a lower percentage of collectability as the debt increases in age.
Right.
And that's how we estimate our bad debts.
Okay, thank you.
But net revenue before capital fees currently at almost 408,000, which, and continuing on, our next page, we see a bigger breakout of our operating expenses. Some of the largest increases this month were some of the same players we've seen all year. 158,000 for group insurance hit the finance department, bringing that total for the year to 4,392,000. Wastewater operations and treatment plants, 8.461 million and 6.462 million together. Both of those were hit with things like oxygen, electricity, wages, and overtime were some of the larger items for this particular month. And total operating expenses, as we just noted, 30,045,000. Going to the cash report. Some of this we already spoke about in the balance sheet. The bond payment reduced the bond sinking fund to 724,368. The R&R transfers of 552,000 brought the R&R balance down to 24.944 million, putting elective reserves at 41,340,000 for the month. And of course, the SPLOST account, which we've been pulling from heavily to fund our SPLOST projects, is down to a balance of 158,707. But I believe we did just get a check-in for the previous month that's around the neighborhood of $300,000 that we'll see hit for July. And total cash and investments, 62,655,969.
Do we expect higher SPLOST amounts during the summer months when?
Typically, we do, based on the
Previously,
seasonality
yeah.
and the
Summer and around the holidays.
Yeah.
For our investment summary, we did have a negative fair market value adjustment this month. The market value of securities have been decreasing steadily over the last couple of months. This month's adjustment was 69,000 downward, bringing our total unrealized loss on the portfolio to 76,735. But the portfolio in total is yielding a little over 4%, cash at 3.5%, and our investments at 4.47%. As indicated earlier, we did book our interest accrual for $371,000. Interest received this month on investments was $147,000. And the final 2 pages, the project report I mentioned earlier. North Mainland WPCF, that added $204,000 this month. Also, the Academy Creek Clarifier is now on here with additional $3.8 million versus last month. And you'll notice at the bottom of page 1, I think it's on your bottom page 1, Canal Road and Mackenzie and DePrater Lane capitalization. We'll have further updates as the audit progresses.
Good luck with that.
It's going to be a busy year.
I would think so. Did you, do you have any notion of an implementation date or beginning date for the project?
We should be meeting with Tyler representatives to determine our official kickoff and set up the initial schedule for planning meetings, things like that. So we'll definitely be getting started rather quickly.
Right, and my understanding is you're going to be involved with heading up the project?
Yes, I'm going to be living and breathing that for
Excellent.
the next 12 to 18 months.
Okay, well, I'm sure it'll go well. With a few bumps in the road, as all projects like that do. All right, are there any other matters?
Not at this time.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? And we are adjourned. Good.